Hello everybody, I'm Tommy Lupi here and welcome back to my channel. As you might know, I'm a big fan of background stories, coaches, manager, athletes. We are at the moment in south of France, sunny day, and we are together with a big name in the BMX circuit. He was my coach back in the days. We big friends right now. Here we are. Ciao PH.
Hello guys.
How you doing?
Well, I'm doing alright. Yeah, so far so good. Starting the new year.
Meanwhile,
Enjoying.
cheers.
Good to have friends around.
I came back to France after probably I was here as an athlete a few years back.
Mm-hmm.
First as an athlete and then coach together with an athlete, and then we're here together as coaches.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird for me, huh?
Well, I would say yes and no. Looks like many of my former riders likes to coach now.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I got a bunch of former riders I worked with who are coach now, but which means they probably like the job and it's cool. It's cool.
So as you might already know, we were talking about the channel a few minutes earlier, and I told you my main goal is to talk about stories, background stories, in terms of like managers, coaches, athletes. You're a big name in the circuit. We know that. We know that.
It used to be maybe.
Yeah, but still a big name.
Maybe it used to be.
People recognize you at the track, wants to know stories. How everything started.
Well, my background, I studied BMX in '82, and quickly around '85, '86, I started coaching already. I
Okay.
think I did my first training camp as a coach. I was 15. When I was young, I would say that for that period, technically, I was good.
Okay.
So I started early, and I actually like it. And at 16 years old, like BMX back in the days in France, there was not a lot of money, so I started coaching in clubs, and it went well. It went well. I actually like to do it, and from that time, from 16 years old till now, I'm still coaching.
Wow. And what about earlier than 16? How did you discover BMX? That's the classic
Wow.
question that we received.
So '82 in France, I think BMX arrived in France was 79, maybe 70, around 79, 78 maybe. And I was in a private school, and a teacher came from Paris.
Okay.
A teacher came from Paris, and he brought BMX to Cavaillon.
Nice.
So I was at that school.
So you started here in Cavaillon.
I studied here in Cavaillon. I'm from Cavaillon, and I was born in Cavaillon too. So
How do you say it in French? Like Cavaillonnaise? How do you say?
Cavaillonnais, Cavaillonnaise.
Cavaillonnaise. Okay.
Yeah.
I heard that in the like French speaker, the races.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
So back in the days, that teacher, a great person for me, actually an important person for me. So he brought BMX to Cavaillon, but I started a bit later. I started in '82. I think they opened the club in Cavaillon was '80, something like that. But 2 years later, I was in the business with them. I mean, business, like riding BMX with them at the BMX club in Cavaillon. And Cavaillon used to be an important place for BMX back in the days. Even in Europe, we had a lot of big races, and actually we had a good French riders in Cavaillon. So the guys were riding good back in the days. Yeah, the club was big, and we had big names at the club.
You still have it, Sylvain enjoys
Yeah,
from Cavaillon,
so
right?
Sylvain is from Cavaillon
Wow.
too. Sylvain is from Cavaillon, and of course, yeah, he's the main guy. According to BMX in Cavaillon, he's a boss for sure.
Wow.
He's
Wow.
a boss.
So I started coaching early too. I didn't have a great career like big names, but I always felt something inside me that was pushing
Yes,
into coaching world.
yes.
That was the same for you?
It felt natural. I didn't have to force myself. Yeah, it feels like coaching athletes, riders. It's natural for me. I think I like people.
Yeah.
I think I like people, and I had the passion, the BMX passion, like deep in my body. So it worked well. Actually, it was natural, and I didn't have to force myself to do that. So it went well. It went well. Quickly, things went well. BMX, like in Cavaillon, like I said, was big, and I mean, we're number one in France, number one in Europe. We did good. We did good.
And did you start with like kids or something like amateur side, right? Or
I did everything. I did everything.
just tell me something. I'm interested on that.
I think that's probably the best way to do. It's like company. I think if the boss did all the different phases before reaching the top, he knows how the company is working from bottom to top, and I think you can do a better job. I'm able to see if a rider on the track missed something when he was younger.
Okay.
Like, because some part of the skills you have to get them before 14. And I'm able to see quickly if the guys on the track or girls, they miss a part of those basic skills when they were younger.
I did the same too, and I agree with you. I started as an assistant coach in the Padua club. You've been there?
Yeah, I've been
a few
there.
times, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Good times.
Yep.
times.
We got a new track now. I think I didn't see the new track.
I
My
will have to
next
come
trip.
back.
Next trip. Anyway, I agree with you. I think skipping steps in a long career, in my personal opinion, not a good move, because I think you're missing something
Yes.
in the long term.
This is my point of view, and looks like it's yours.
I try to build my life in the coaching side, in the BMX side. We know BMX is not soccer, it's not basketball. It's a small game, small world. But there's a level that you can reach. Let's say a good life balance between passion and work for real. When did you feel that it was becoming your job? For real. Job, when we say job, means, okay, I can live with this.
Well, at first, so I was coaching early, but I was racing too. Like we started early to make a bit of money.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I never knew what I was going to do in the future. Like some people that like, I want to be a firefighter or whatever, or postman, or they know early. I never knew what I was going to do. And like the coaching went well right away. I mean, I had good results right away in France, in Europe. So I didn't have to force myself. So I finished the university. I went to the army.
Oh, you went to the army?
Yeah, back in the day we had to go.
You must, okay.
We didn't have a choice.
Okay, no choice, guys.
We had to go to the army. So after the army, university was over. I made like.
So which year we been?
I was 94.
Okay, right.
94. 97 I got my official diploma for coaching and getting money, like officially like a government diploma. But I was already working, so actually I started working in the US after.
In the US?
In the US, yes. Around 2000, around 2001. Around 2001. I was still racing, I was still elite. And so everything went well in France and Europe. We won a lot of titles. And the story this one could be interesting. So I was still racing elite, and I was in the team B52 back in the days. And Jason Richardson, G Rich, what's up, G Rich?
What's up, man?
Who's a great guy. I love G Rich.
Maybe next interview. Why not?
Master, G. Come on, Jay. So 2001, we had a racing tour, indoor tour. Jason was there, he was racing as well for B52, and we had to share the room that night. Remember, Jay?
There was party time.
Remember that night? Actually, we had those French beds, like not too big, and we had to share it. That was the first time we met. So he told me, I'm gonna sleep on top, you be sleeping on something like that. He was scared.
The classic
That was
story of
funny.
sharing rooms
Yeah,
around the
share
world.
room. And the funniest thing, at the race, we were together in motos. And I was 31. That was my last year in elite where I trained. And actually, I think I beat Jason in motos.
Ah, big news.
DJ.
Watch out, man.
But after he won the race, Jason won the race that day.
So, PH, you told me you've been in the US.
yeah, everything started with Jason actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the, in your point of view, what's the main difference? What was the main difference between US war back in the day was the dream,
Yes.
the US dream, and the Europe and French area?
Well, let's say that the story is, well, that was the USA, and money was there. If you wanted to make a good living with the BMX, you had to go to the US.
No plan B, US, boom.
Yes, and things came naturally. So, like I said, it was the next step because I think we won almost everything in Europe, in France. So the American dream.
Wow.
I went for the American dream, and worked very well with Jason. It worked well with Jason. Jason has been top 3 for years and top level for a good 5 years. I always say minimum for a good 5 years. And I had other riders asking me and so on, you know.
With no social media.
No social media back in the days. Well, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the social media no matter what.
Yeah.
And
but I think it's part of the game now. It depends how you use it.
different generation.
Yeah.
I'm a bit old school. I'm a bit old school, a lot old school. So Jason, and after it was Ariel Martin, it was Danny Calwag, it was David Herman, and many guys, a bunch of good guys.
You won some titles with Calwag, right?
Danny actually worked well with Jason, really well. But Danny was my first US title, professional title. So Danny Calwag contacted me. He was coming from amateur, and the next year he won the 2 titles.
Nice.
Nobody did it before. He won 20-inch and cruiser.
Wow.
As a first year pro, is not. It was good. It was a good advertising for me, for sure. It was a really good advertising. It was a bit confusing when he did the interview after the grants. He said, the guy asked him, "Why are you going so fast?" He says, "It's PH Sauce." And I was Sauce, now Sauze.
Sauce.
Because sauce in the US is not good. It means doping, sauce in the US. Nice person as well. I trained his girlfriend as well.
Okay.
Stephanie Barragan, she won the #1 pro title NBL as well.
So from that moment, seems like you were starting to build up your career as a coach.
Yes.
Do you remember any bigger step that put you on the big show?
While winning professional titles in the US, I think my guy, they won, except the NBL title, pro, because Jason that year got second. He was battling with Cal Bennett and everything, got second, but ABA, we won everything. NBL, yeah, I think everything except the pro male title. Jason got second, but I think in the US as a junior, master, and I mean most of the top class, my guys won everything.
So new athletes coming up in that period, some big names too, and big names and background stories. Remember the goal of the channel.
After, who's next one big? It was Tori after. That was Tori from Canada. Tori Nyhug. What's up, Tori?
Tori, ni hao.
Ni hao. In French, they were calling Tori.
What's up, Tori?
Ni hao. Killing his name. That was it.
Were you killing mine? And Tori was killing mine too.
Lupetto.
And fettuccine.
Fettuccine.
I remember that.
Nah, it was great with Tori.
Yeah.
7 years with Tori.
Wow.
7 years. I remember he was a kid. He was already 5-time world champ, junior, amateur.
Right.
So Tori was impressive.
So you started with him in juniors?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes. What a class that year. Tori, Connor, Corbin, Steven Andre, enfin Corbin Chara, Connor Fields, Steven Andre, Tuan Van Gent, was there too, Luis Bertauer. I mean, good class.
The
Huh?
92 guys.
Yeah, a good class. They were going fast, those
Yeah,
kids.
yeah. I had a great chance to ride with them together with you sometimes. Wow. I actually felt the difference between good athletes and champion. Every rep at the gym, every crank on the sprints,
Yes.
every jump on the track
Focus.
was boom, top.
Yes.
No matter what, there was top.
Those guys like Tori, the top guys there. And Tori was super serious. Tori was a machine. Impressive actually. He was. He's coaching now.
Yeah, he's coaching now.
Hey coach, by the way, I got a story about Tori Nihog.
Oh, watch out guys, camera on please.
When
Camera
when he was younger, I told him, hey, what do you want to do in the future after BMX racing? He told me, nah, I don't want to be a coach. I don't know. I don't know if the athletes are gonna be as focused as me and everything. I'm not sure. And now he's a great coach.
I think he's
coach.
pretty good also on TV, radios and shows.
Yeah, that dude is smart, sexy as well. By the way, it's tough to go to
guys, hey,
it's tough to go with Tori Narog around the world. That kid, my kid is not a kid anymore. That man, he's like, everyone's going, the chicks are, the girls, they're like, whoo, who's that boy?
The Canadians coming.
Ah, Tori, my gosh.
Hey guys, as you can see, the real PH is coming. But we need to manage because some stories has to stay background.
The kids, maybe they'll be listening, so
yeah,
what we can.
Sure.
But,
so yeah, a bunch of big names together with you. Tori is a first maybe new generation athlete started with you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then Connor and I had a lot of riders. I was private, and when you're private, you're working a lot. You don't have a contract for 5 years like a national coach or whatever.
Yeah.
So actually, as a private coach, you have to do the things right. I mean, if you want to keep having a living with the sport, you guys have to go fast. So after Tori, yeah, but I work with different nations as well. I was with Japan, Germany back in the days, Great Britain.
But in my point of view, you said there's a lot of work, and I agree.
And stress.
And stress. But on the positive side, it's really interesting. Different culture, different people, different language.
Traveling.
Wow.
Traveling, meeting different people, like you said, different culture.
Right.
It's, I think, if everybody was able to travel the world would be better.
I agree with you.
I met incredible people around the world.
You know what?
Incredible.
I was doing an interview on road bike some weeks back, and these athletes, the video will be out in a bit, said the same.
Oh, it's great to travel, meet different
The
people.
argument was the same. Was okay. Traveling is maybe stressful. It's not
a travel. Well, traveling is tiring.
It's tiring.
Yes.
Even because you're traveling for work and traveling for vacation, so it's like managing everything. But at the same time, it's a really big luck. Different culture, language, different experience, of course.
Different food, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
And the world would be turning better if people were traveling more, for sure. There is a lot to learn and see around the world. A lot.
Yeah. So you've been with the big names, as we said. You've been with Kaluag. You've been with other big names like Tori.
Connor Fields.
Yeah, Connor Fields.
British team.
Just because I came here one year, there was Tori and Connor together.
Yes.
Tell me something, because I was like, okay, there's some big names here. What is happening?
So I was working with Tori. Actually, we worked 7 years with Tori. And Connor came to me asking me if we could work together. And I was under contract with Tori. And actually, Tori was sponsored by an institute called B210.
Okay, I remember, yeah.
B210 is from Canada. It's J.D. Miller, great person, who has a capacity. He has a capacity to help the Canadian sport. So he called his friend, and they created B210 to help athletes with potential at the Olympics. So Tori was part of that program.
Nice.
And when Connor asked me, I was under contract with him. I had to ask my boss JD, what do we do? Because they were both like super fast, and USA, Canada.
Wow.
So JD was a smart guy, super interesting person. Told me, all right, let's do it. No, maybe training together, pushing each other, and at the Olympics, it will happen. What will happen? Things.
So Connor just won the Olympics.
Yes, and Tori got
Fifth, right?
Yes.
So double main event with one win.
I think it was possible to do first and second.
And what happened? Can you say to us or not?
I think, I told Tori to get to let Connor get the inside. I mean, Tori was choosing for the main before Connor, so I told Tori like let Connor getting to get a bit more inside. Like Connor had a good gate. Tori sometimes was a bit inconsistent with the gate, but super fast after. But the manager say no, get closer to the inside, and I was like, Olympic final inside is gonna be a mess. But it was lane 5. But so Connor had a better gate, shut down Tori and so on. But I think if we're switching position, it's an option to get 2 medals. There's an option to get 2 medals.
We will never know, but it's interesting to see to
hear
hear the stories.
To be honest, to get first and fifth, of course you're getting fifth at the Olympics, you're disappointed because you don't get a medal. You're fifth at the world, you're disappointed, but you're top number 5 in the world.
Yeah.
But the Olympics, if you don't get a medal, it's complicated. Even if you're fourth or fifth, it's terrible. And that year was difficult, really difficult. Like I said, I took a year off after. Tori had some health issues that year. It was difficult to train. That's why it was amazing at the Olympics to step up the game like that.
Wow. After
so many difficult months. Connor who broke his scaphoid at Manchester,
yeah, I remember
training
that.
in March. It was a disaster.
Right.
And at the end, went well.
Wow.
It went well. So
maybe that's the main difference between good and champion. The mindset, the mentality, the attitude.
The mindset. And talking about that is we can make a link with what I said earlier. 2015, Tori got injured badly, probably the worst injury. First race after the injury.
What was it?
2015?
Yeah, I was in Papendal, no?
Yeah, Papendal.
Right? First straight.
But I think that one wasn't in Papendal, one.
Right.
That was the ankle like badly,
okay,
really bad.
Okay, different one, okay.
So out for a long time. And first race, Pan American Games, is winning. So I think we can encounter as well, like broken scaphoid, but with a broken scaphoid, he was still able to do gym, sprint on rollers. This is what we've done, a lot of gym, sprint on rollers. But coming to the point that often athletes, when they get injured, top guys, they're coming back, they're way better. Mentally fresh, physically fresh, motivation is back. This is why I think the coach, us, sometimes we need to change a bit because plus doesn't make a plus every time.
Yeah, I agree.
For sport.
Yeah. Sometimes, some time off and different atmosphere, different stimulus.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot.
But if you're taking Connor or Tori, they're starting, they were like 5 years old or something like that. And you need to keep the passion of those years, traveling, racing, training. The body is getting tired, the mind is getting tired. I mean, need to refresh. We're not machines.
Yeah.
And Connor got injured too. He won the Olympics. Well, I remember he was like down, saying, it's gonna be So first he was worried to not go into the Olympics.
Wow.
He had the
Imagine.
points and everything, but he couldn't race anymore. Or
Imagine after years of working like
yeah.
crazy every day. But you told me you did a coach on downhill, on four cross. You did something else, right?
Yes, I did. For cross. I had a good team too. I had a dream team, Connor and Tori back in the day, but I had also for four cross, Mikhail Prokop,
Yep, I
world
remember
champion,
that.
and David Graff as well. David was working.
David.
Yeah, David was there too. So I had a bit of dream team for four cross at that time, and I did a bit of downhill. I trained Simon Chaplet, who got French champion in junior.
Nice. Do you have a little dream that you would like to do to coach something different disciplines, even outside cycling world? Do you have a little dream?
I should start coaching myself. I'm 54 and not training for the last 15 years.
Do you ride a little bit?
Not much.
Okay.
Not much. Every time I'm riding, I'm like, dude, did you ride BMX before?
Seems like the first time.
I think I have to take care of myself and my son.
Yeah.
My son is talented. He's great.
I saw him at the track the other day, guys. Wow.
But-
I was a bit excited on rhythm session, but it was
Yeah.
fast on the track.
Yes, I think I wasn't as talented as him. He's impressive.
Are you scared to see him in a BMX?
But it's different. When you're a dad
Yeah.
and your son is riding BMX, that's a different story.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep the emotional, you're keeping the emotions, our family emotions.
So, stepping into the coaching world, totally, right now. When you started, did you...
With Tori?
No, in general, as a coach,
Yes.
did you put down on the table, on a paper, some specific goal that you wanted to reach? You told me you didn't have a real, process. You go, okay, let's see what happening in the future, okay. But in your mind, there was a view, there was a vision.
Not really. Well, usually, I'm not obsessed, but when I'm doing something, I can be obsessed and doing it 120%. It worked, I think, because I was totally focused on what I was doing. A big background, like we said earlier, from 82. A big background. A lot of experience already before reaching Tori and those guys, before working with them. A lot of experience as well. And I have to be honest. When I'm working or doing something, I'm a bit obsessed, trying to be perfect.
You know, I feel you. I mean, I feel the same. I'm doing this right now with you, but I'm actually on the other side. I'm the national coach
of Italy.
Italy. So we try to fight for the Olympics. It's really an
Stressful,
obsession.
huh?
Stressful, but it's an obsession every day, for real, every day. So I actually understand. Let's go more specific.
But you're right. Sorry to stop you, but after the Rio's Olympic, I almost took 1 year off.
Wow.
I was burned out.
Wow.
Burn out. Stop. Because we're always speaking mental support for the athletes to get ready for the main at the Olympics or whatever. But the coach, they got a lot of pressure too. So maybe we should set up something for the coach to handle better.
I totally agree with you,
To
man.
handle everything better, because we're feeling alone. Often, we're feeling alone.
Yeah, but I'm learning that. I'm trying to create my own Italian stuff to share, to learn together, to make step together. But at some point, last choice is me.
It's you, yeah.
But I accept this. I mean, I accept the role.
Yeah,
I accept this.
part
What
of the game.
Yeah, it's part of the game. But what I'm doing is like to find a good staff, a good group of people to work with, and I have it. I'm super lucky to have
Good
it.
atmosphere.
A lot of passion, a lot of work from them too. But of course, when it's time to talk to an athlete, say, I'm sorry, part of it,
Yeah.
it's me. But it's part of the game.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
But if you have an athlete in front of you right now, can you tell me your top 3 vision that you want to try to teach to young athletes for the future?
So, top athletes, huh? We're talking about...
Yeah, young athletes, they want to be top athletes in the future. Like we said, the difference between good athlete and champion.
Okay. I would say first, keep the passion, because high level, often, like, you have to perform, you have to deliver, you got pressure. So don't forget why you started BMX.
Yeah.
That's really important. First, for the pleasure of riding that bike, jumping, having fun.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, the classic mistake nowadays with performance, like, you have to do that, and we're losing the fun part. Getting on your bike and doing some jumps or going a bit to trails or doing something different. Listen to yourself. Listen to yourself, because actually the coach is not working your shoes. It's not my body when I'm coaching, so we need to get information to do better work, but actually, to give a good feedback to the coach, to be ready for hard times, because you have to deal with injuries, to be ready for that. That's part of the
especially in
game.
our disciplines.
Yes, the sport is an extreme sport, and the sport evolves as well. The BMX I started with, compared to a World Cup right now, is a different sport. It's a different sport. The sport changed. We had the automatic pedals. We had 8-meter ramp.
Wow, big difference there.
Yeah, so it means higher speed. When you're crashing, bigger damages.
Yeah.
So I would say to that kid, keep the passion, dream big.
Yep.
Get surrounded by the right people to help you. Take the time to recover when it's time to recover. Don't get burned out, because nowadays with the seasons are non-stop, and it's a lot of pressure all year long for the athletes. They don't have enough. For me, I think they don't have enough time to recover often. They don't have time.
I want to add that the difference, and we mentioned in social media. Now, I think the big difference now is that you need to prove to someone else, maybe you don't even know, maybe it's a brand, it's a sponsor, you need to prove your image and something. You said different generation, I agree with that. I mean, it's part of the game, it's the marketing, but sometimes with the weaker mindset athletes, it's dangerous.
Yes, social media can be tough for the athletes. People, they don't understand much. They're talking about athletes or whatever. Yeah, I think we should protect the athletes from that.
Okay, so we spoke about the past career. What you doing now?
What I'm doing now? So I was at British Cycling with the GB team, which hi boys, I had great times.
Yeah,
great times. I actually like people, and of course, as a coach, you want to get results. But something which is important for me is to share things with people, and often they're way younger than me. So if I can help them also, like, for their future, I mean, that's the human side, like. So it was good. Now, so I stopped with British Cycling, not because it wasn't working. It worked really good with the boys. It was great. I had a great time. But my son told me at 4 years old that he doesn't see me. So as a dad, it's difficult to hear that. Our jobs are complicated when we're getting closer to the Olympics. We have to travel a lot and everything. And when you get a family, it's hard, really hard.
Yeah.
So priorities change, and I think I've done a lot for the sport already. So now I'm back to BMX clubs.
Nice.
Yeah, Perles-les-Fontaines, the club we created in '97. So I'm coaching there. A new club next to Montpellier, new, it's not too new, but a club from Montpellier called Mogio. So good track, good kids.
So you're actually back to the roots.
Back to the roots. Yes.
Never say never.
So I'm not coaching the kids, but yeah, I'm back to the roots. I still have a couple athletes for private coaching.
Okay.
And yeah, you might get a news soon. Funny news.
We might know something, but
Yeah, you might see me again soon.
okay,
On the
let's
tracks.
we're looking forward to see the new jersey, guys.
I cannot talk about it. I didn't sign anything so far. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm back to the roots, and I actually like it because the sport gave me a lot. The sport gave me a lot. As a kid, I was like not great at school, not great for sport, everything. Actually, BMX built me.
Yeah.
Built me.
Yeah.
The way I am now gave me confidence. A lot of confidence because, like I said, I was bad at school, bad for sport, and suddenly I started being good on the bike, and gave me confidence for the rest. You know, confidence is the key for everything. Yeah, you were asking me before another advice for a young rider who wants to reach the top.
Listen, guys.
That would be confidence. Confidence, yes. Confidence is important, and being positive. Positive.
You know what? By my side, I'm trying to learn.
Yeah,
that thing.
We're always learning, but
yeah,
being confident and being positive.
Okay, guys, we had the news that we might see PH around again. Let's see what happened. First thing first, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's been a great talk. Grazie, grazie mille.
Grazie mille.
Your Italian is improving. I'm sure you can talk Italian a bit, but you get used to it. So
I think the Spanish is better than my Italian, but I didn't come for camps for a while.
Yeah,
but,
you come to Italy, good spaghetti, good wine.
Probably gonna stay.
Longer. Another news, guys. 2 news in a row. Thanks, PH. Cheers.
Take care, man.
Boom. Ciao.
See you guys.